All right, Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Shai, Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Shai, Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Howell, Bashim Shai. 1 second. Okay. Don't want any notifications. Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Shai, Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Shai. Brakathe Howell, Brakathe Howell, Bashim Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. The blessings of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which well. Salutations to the hopefully elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim. They do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman, and this week's topic is going to be entitled "Things Aren't Adding Up." The inspiration for the show comes from the brother in the chat that sent this article here. The headline says the stimulus check won't be in the mail for Americans who owe child support. And man, before I even go on, I have to read the scripture. Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. So that's Esau going into these laws. That's look, man. Let's come real. That's gonna be a lot of fucking Jakes out there, man. That have been caught up in this child support situation, and you would think on top of bills and debt and all these things that's going on right now, unemployment, you will at least help that person out. Well, according to this bill, this article right here on NBC News, you're not gonna be getting that check if you're an Israelite out there, or whoever's out there, that's what's gonna happen. Whoever's out, that's the you're not gonna get the stimulus. And I'm gonna speak more on this stimulus check, which is really gonna be more detrimental than helpful to America. It says the coronavirus relief bill enacted Friday includes direct cash payments to help people through the crisis. But one red flag that can cause otherwise eligible Americans money in owing past due child support. Damn. Owing back taxes or other debt to the government is not a problem. So even if you owe taxes, you good. Um wow, the government, this is a fucked up society, man. This is a fucked up society. You fighting back to get partly crumbs of what you've been giving the government the entire year. It's not a problem, according to Senator Chuck Gracely, Iowa Republican, the chairman of the Finance Committee and a key author of the bill. So when they put that shit in the bill, you know who they trying to target. They're trying to target Jake, man. They're trying to target Jake, and they are going to target Jake. And after I looked up this whole stimulus bill situation, Spirit jumped on me to track the inflation rate, because the inflation should be out the roof. And Apostle Tahar said off camera that he prices gold and silver around in the hundreds, and I have to completely agree. The price of gold and silver has been way manipulated, and so is the inflation rate. So you take a look at this inflation rate, because I was checking out the price of gold and silver. One of us should probably do that first, because it'll tell a history. It'll tell a history, right? When you look at the price of gold and silver, it's been the most around times of great recessions and market corrections, right? So a time like that would be like the aftermath of the 2008 crisis, and you look around 2011, silver, $35 on average, going up almost to $50 um, per ounce, right? For silver. And let's look at the 1979 crash. That was one of the hugest stock market crash in history. So of course you're gonna have more inflation. And look what happened to the price of silver in the 80s. It went up over 434%, up to $32, man. From $32, and then $49 up here in 1980. So in a matter of 2 years, silver went from $6 to almost $50, man. All right, that's huge amounts of hyperinflation. People tend to when the dollar is weak. Prime example, Venezuela. When their currency got hyperinflated, or any other country you want to use, you flock to commodities. You flock to oil. You flock to silver, gold, these types of things, right? So now this is what I'm saying. Things aren't adding up, because this $2 trillion, possibly $12 trillion stimulus package, the price of silver. And look, the Feds have been pumping in money into this economy for more than way before the stimulus, man. Dumping just so much FRNs, completely devaluing the dollar. Again, this is great. This is great for prophecy, man. Keep pumping it up. Keep giving these people delusions of false hope. Because a lot of people, when they get this check, and if they lift this martial art bill, and Trump does the art of the deal. When you watch, there's a video of Trump in 1984, getting interviewed by David Letterman, and they asked him if he was president, what would he do? And that video is very insightful as to what Donald Trump is doing right now with this current situation, which is why I feel like he's penning up Americans to let them loose, to go out and spend and buy and boost this economy, give them this false hope of mirth, and that's when that destruction is going to fall upon the ass when people least expect it. Now, this is the current prices of silver. It's been under $20. Meanwhile, they've been printing money like fucking crazy. They print more money in you see again in 2011 it went up to 35. Again, that back burner of the inflation that was done through the 2008 2009 crisis, you see kind of gets a late back burner effect to it, but then it starts to go down. Even though the Feds have been printing more money than ever, $700 billion, the price of silver is remaining relatively low. You know what I'm saying? Relatively low. And the reason I think that they do this is, let's go to the Fed's rate, the current rate of inflation, right? Inflation should be up, but you see the effects when you have these crises. The inflation goes up. So see, 2011 it went up a few percent. Interest rates went up. Sorry, it's like it. Annual inflation rates went up about 3%. Right now, inflation should be up there, up there. If in 1979, if it went up to 5%, it should be going up to 6, 7%. Man, this should be boosting the hell out of interest rates, man. So we see in the correlation between how these rates work. Federal fund rate. Right now, interest rates are extremely low. Interest rates are extremely low, and that shouldn't be so. If this thing was true, if this thing was true according to ESO's economics, right? Not even ESO's economics, just general economics. If you're printing more money in this society, right? Then the price of gold and silver should go up, hypothetically speaking, and interest rates should go up. However, interest rates are staying relatively low, very, very low. It doesn't make any sense. The only sense it does make is that ESO is setting a trap for most Americans. This is the move to destroy the quote-unquote middle class and create just the rich and poor. That's what they're working on. I got to reread the scripture. It says, Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree and right grievousness which they have prescribed. Esau has thought this thing out perfectly. All right? Perfectly. Because look, if you go around and ask most people what they're going to do with that $1,200 check, in a roundabout way, they're not going to say it, but really, they're just going to give that money back to the banks, on top of the fact that the banks are already being bailed out. Habakkuk 2:6 laden himself with thick clay. And what do I mean you're going to give most of your money back to the bank? You're going to be paying bills. You haven't been working. A lot of people haven't been working. A lot of people filed unemployment, all right? I think they broke a record with 3+ million. That's not necessarily 3+ people unemployed. That's just those that have filed, right? So that's a record right there. And so when they do open up the stores and open back up the stores and interest rates are very, very low, it's a trap. It's a trap because people are going to go out and borrow to cover the debts that they've missed for the past couple of weeks. Go out and spend because they've been cooped up and unwind. They're just going to borrow and borrow with this low-ass interest rate that has been manipulated. And the fiat currency that you have is only going to lead to hyperinflation. Fiat money only benefits those that touch it first, and the rich touch it first. By the time it trickles down to you and you get it in the form of a raise or whatever, everything around you has just went up. Your rent, everything. The cost of living has just skyrocketed. And that's the thing. The way the cost of living, the cost of inflation, all these things are outgrowing the rate of pay, the rate of wages. You know what I'm saying? So people are paying a lot more money to live in a lot less condition that they did in previous years. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? And this is all mischief. This is all subtle craftiness, man. All right? To deceive people. Again, this stimulus check is going to do more harm than good overall for this U.S. economy. Which they know this is done by design. This is done to collapse the dollar, because hypothetically speaking, the sound thing to do, what they should have done if they wanted to actually build and restore their economy, would be to let these companies fall, let these companies go bankrupt. I mean, some of them will go bankrupt, but I'm talking about these huge companies that are in debt. And again, they're getting bank bailouts in the form. The reason I say that they're getting bank bailouts is because these companies, these huge, quote unquote, too big to fail companies, that again, these bailouts are just paying back debt to the banks. So all this money is circulating back to the banks, anyways. You know, this is the Babylonian money magic, as the elder brother Howard always talks about, how they recirculate and pretty much create debt slaves. So again, the rate of interest is extremely low. It should go up. It should go up. This bill gets passed, and it's not going to be 2 trillion. It's probably going to end up with 6, 9, maybe $12 trillion pumped into the economy to create a false sense of hope. A lot of people are going to go out there and buy and spend Donald Trump's executing this quote unquote art of the deal. And most people are, they're not going to do anything really small with the money. Let's be honest, because they just don't even have they're not put in the situation to. Not everybody in this economy right now is essential workers. Not everybody has few months savings on hand. Most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They have about $400 safety net cash. If all else fails, they probably have about $400 net. That's on average, if that. And the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, they probably don't even have $100 ready, because of the hell, the curse being the basket, and all these types of things. Not Another thing they do is they don't educate us in the school system or the full system on finance and any of these things, how to manage money, how to deal with debt. None of these things are taught in school, so they set you up for the trap of this system. And this is stuff that he works and frame into law. And I also want to speak on the fact that the coronavirus. Yep, the coronavirus. The death toll in worldwide has went up to 600,000. And when you punch that in a calculator, 600,000 is what percent of about 7 billion? You'll get less than 0.00%. So again, you shouldn't be asking yourself too much about this coronavirus. The true question is, was government created to help people fight flu viruses? Ask yourself that question. The American people out there should be asking that question. Was my government created to help fight off a virus emergency? When was the last time they locked down stores and put millions of soldiers boots on grounds for flu? The question is, they don't do that. They normally do that in wartime situations, martial law type situations. So with that in mind, that's what's being done. They try to put new measures in for the Freedom Act, which didn't get passed, but they're doing a lot of things in the background. They're doing a lot of things in the back end, and the coronavirus is the front end. If you do if you into computer software, you know exactly what I mean. The front end is pretty much what you see on screen, and the back end is what you don't see on screen. So the government likes to operate a lot of bullshit, false narratives on the front end. The most American people have a herd mentality. You make them afraid, and they'll do shit like buy toilet paper. I mean, I don't know what the hell that's gonna do against a bioweapon, but that's what they do, right? And they'll in the back end frame all types of laws, draconian laws, behind the scenes. And this is what they've been doing for thousands. This what they've been doing for years. Magic. Using the right hand and then not knowing what the left hand is doing. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 12. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So Jacob's trouble, look, man, you look when Jacob's trouble takes place, you're not gonna be worrying about no fucking toilet paper. You're gonna be shitting in your pants. All right, the scriptures tell you it's gonna be like a time we have never seen before. Right now, hostilities are up, people are tense, but things are relatively compared to Daniel's 12:1 and Jeremiah 30:7. And it's not there yet. You know, things have to get a lot worse. People are still able to walk in the streets. Jacob's trouble is gonna be some shit that's gonna make the road look like a happy day. It's gonna make the purge look like Valentine's Day. The amount of hell that the Lord is gonna turn up, and in that day, toilet paper and Lysol is gonna be the last thing on you fucking people's mind out there, man. You know, and that's just the truth of it. That's what the scriptures say. That's the type of things that are predestined to happen to America. You know. Let me jump to Ecclesiasticus 12:10. I'm gonna read this real quick and then close this lesson out, Lord willing. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, is so is his wickedness. So iron is bound to oxidize, right? No matter how much you clean it, no matter how much you shine it, eventually it has to. So too the so-called white man, the enemy, his wickedness. It's in the guise of a stimulus package. Really, it's what it's going to do is separate even a greater wealth gap between rich and poor. They even targeted the 1% of their own 1%. They're trying to cut that in half in the form of wealth tax. So you seeing that Esau is very cutthroat, this deceptive, and the way he gets people is them damn taxes, man. If you make $1 million in America, right now they have to take $400,000 of that in tax. So that's how they suppress people and create huge wealth gaps. And the very rich elite know how to avoid taxes, and they study it. But for the most part, the average American, they don't know what the hell is going on. Jake, forget about it. Jake is never gonna research anything. Jake's information comes from World Star Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? Whatever somebody say on World Star, that's Jake's info. That's his news. That Jake is not gonna study anything. So, Hosea 4:6, our people are generally destroyed for lack of knowledge. Um, Reading on, it says, though he humble himself, yeah, see, I'm passing this bill to help you boost the economy and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So beware of the stimulus package. If you're gonna get this money, my advice to you is really think things through. You know how you're gonna spend it, how you're gonna use it. Um, if the law permits, for certain brothers in the camps are gonna get it. Just pray for wisdom about how you use this thing, because look, man, hyperinflation is in the road ahead. Hard times is in the road ahead, man. So that's just my advice to brothers. Um, it says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Yeah, at the time when this was written, they didn't have glass mirrors. They had mirrors made of brass, metals. And what they would do is they'll put oil on it and shine it, and then they'll get a reflection of themselves. Think of when the Apostle Paul said, "We look through a glass darkly," meaning when you look through a mirror, when you don't get a super clear vision of yourself. So too was he saying about the prophecies, at that time. But now, at the time we're in, man, we pretty much got a glass view of the prophecies, man. It's super clear. When we go into these scriptures, that's how come the apostles often say that we understand more than they did back then. Because that's just how the Spirit have it. The closer we are to the end, the more things have been revealed according to the scriptures. So yeah, man, the stimulus thing is gonna be passed. It's gonna give this false sense of hope, of this false illusion that the economy is booming, and they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. They're gonna, Donald Trump is not a fool. Like, again, watch that interview what he did with David Letterman in 1984, and you can see, and on that, and read that book, The Art of the Deal, and you can see this is exactly what he's doing. Very strategic and deceptive, man. So be circumspect, brothers. RT, if you're watching, RT News, if you're watching, yeah, man, we like some answers. Why the hell are these rates not matching with the rate of inflation? All right, with that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone with you well, and salutations to the hopeful elect out there. You Akim to Sadakim that do this thing and have most truth and sincerity. Shalom.